Today we're diving into a big question. Where did religion come from? And why does it matter how we engage with it? I want to take you on a journey through history, psychology, and culture to argue that religion as we know it was created by humans, not by a divine force. This isn't about dismissing anyone's beliefs. It's about understanding why humans invented these systems and why blindly following them without questioning can lead to some serious consequences. Let's start at the beginning. Humans have been around for about 300,000 years, but organized religion kicked off around 12,000 years ago during the agricultural revolution. Why then? Well, early humans were curious, just like us, and they faced a world full of mysteries, thunderstorms, floods, death, failed crops. Without telescopes or microscopes, they did what humans do best. They told stories. In ancient Mesopotamia, for example, people believed the god Enlil sent floods when he was angry, so they built rituals to appease him. The Egyptians saw the sun god Ra sailing across the sky to explain day and night, while the Greeks spun tales of Zeus hurling lightning bolts. These myths, as anthropologist Clifford Geertz puts it, were part of a cultural system that helped people make sense of chaos. They weren't just random stories. They gave communities a shared way to cope with the unknown. Now let's zoom into the psychology behind this. Our brains are wired to find patterns even when there aren't any. Neuroscientist Michael Shermer, in his book The Believing Brain, calls this agenticity, the tendency to assume an intentional agent, like a god or spirit, is behind random events. Imagine a hunter praying for food and then finding a deer. He might think, "My prayer worked." Over time, these personal beliefs became shared myths, passed down through generations. Psychologist Carl Jung took this further, suggesting humans share a collective unconscious with universal archetypes, like the hero or wise elder, that show up in myths worldwide, from the Greek Odyssey to Egyptian tales of Osiris. These stories weren't just comforting, they helped early humans survive by fostering trust and cooperation. Fast forward to the rise of civilizations, and religion became more than just explanations. It became social glue. As people settled into larger groups after the agricultural revolution, they needed ways to organize. In Mesopotamia, rulers like Sargon of Akkad claimed divine backing to justify their power, while Egyptian pharaohs were literally seen as gods. Temples doubled as economic hubs, collecting grain and redistributing it. Historian Yuval Noah Harari, in *Sapiens*, argues that shared myths, like gods or divine laws, allowed strangers to work together on massive scales, building cities and armies. But religion also evolved with society. Early animism, where spirits lived in trees or rivers, gave way to polytheism in places like Greece, with gods for every aspect of life. Later, monotheism, like Judaism or Islam, emerged, possibly to unify diverse empires under one truth, as scholar Karen Armstrong suggests in A History of God. Each shift reflected human needs. Buddhism offered peace in chaotic ancient India, while Christianity spread hope among the Roman Empire's downtrodden. So, religion was a human creation, shaped by our curiosity, psychology, and social structures. But here's where things get tricky. What happens when we believe these stories without questioning them? Blind faith can lead to some dark places, and history gives us plenty of examples. Let's talk about religious wars first. The Crusades, starting in the 11th century, saw Christians and Muslims wage bloody battles over Holy Land, killing tens of thousands based on unproven claims about divine will. The 30 Years' War in the 17th century tore Europe apart, with Catholics and Protestants slaughtering each other over theological disputes, leaving millions dead. These weren't just ancient problems. Modern conflicts, like those involving extremist groups misusing religious texts, show how unquestioned beliefs can fuel violence. Then there's the denial of science. In the 17th century, the Catholic Church condemned Galileo for saying the Earth orbited the sun, clinging to a literal interpretation of Scripture. Even today, some groups reject evolution or climate science because it clashes with religious narratives, slowing progress and endangering lives. Suppression of rights is another big one. Throughout history, religious doctrines have been used to justify oppression. Think of the transatlantic slave trade, where Bible verses were twisted to defend enslaving Africans, or the subjugation of women in various traditions, from denying education to enforcing strict dress codes. In some communities, questioning these rules means being ostracized or worse. And let's not forget moral contradictions. Many religious texts, written in ancient contexts, contain rules that clash with modern ethics, like stoning adulterers in certain scriptures or endorsing violence against non-believers. Blindly following these without critical thought can lead to actions that even devout people might find troubling. For instance, cults like the Branch Davidians in the 1990s used apocalyptic religious narratives to justify stockpiling weapons and isolating followers, ending in tragedy. These dangers, wars, science denial, rights suppression, moral conflicts stem from accepting stories as absolute truth without scrutiny. Now, I know some might argue that religion is divine because it's universal or because personal experiences feel profound. That's a fair point, and faith can bring comfort and meaning. But the patterns we see, humans creating myths across cultures, shaped by their specific needs, suggest a human-driven process. The universality lies in our need for meaning, not in the specific gods or rules. Others might say questioning religion disrespects tradition, but I'd argue the opposite. Asking questions honors our human capacity for reason. Think about it. Every major advancement, from democracy to medicine, came from challenging old ideas. The Enlightenment, sparked by thinkers like Voltaire, pushed back against blind religious authority, paving the way for modern rights and freedoms. Even within religion, reformers like Martin Luther questioned dogma to create change. So what's the takeaway? Religion is a remarkable human invention, born from our need to understand, connect, and survive. It's shaped art, culture, and history in profound ways, from the awe-inspiring pyramids of Egypt to the intricate philosophies of Hinduism. But when we treat its stories as untouchable, we risk repeating history's mistakes: violence, oppression, and stagnation. Critical thinking doesn't mean rejecting religion. It means engaging with it thoughtfully, asking why we believe what we do and whether it aligns with reason and compassion. For our generation, living in a world of information and challenges, questioning tradition isn't just a luxury, it's a responsibility. We owe it to ourselves to seek truth, not just comfort. So I want to hear from you. How do you approach beliefs? What traditions have you questioned and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this got you thinking, and subscribe for more deep dives. Let's keep the conversation going, stay curious, and always chase the truth. See you in the next one.